Okay, so this is our Mammoth Cave.
I just put my hand, I was like this, and you said, okay.
Well, why would you do that if you know we're recording?
Because I didn't know, because I was getting settled in, so my face is ready.
Are you ready?
Get off me.
Okay, so this is our Mammoth Cave video. Unfortunately, it's really just kind of a photo collage to music. This was our first official stop on the road, so we were using our phone camera, and honestly just happy to take pictures because we were so overwhelmed by everything going on. Also now in hindsight, we realized we didn't have our phone camera set up for good ratios to upload to the internet. So you'll see some of these pictures are a little blurry on our YouTube video. We figured that out here in Orlando. So fortunately, Myrtle Beach will probably have a little blurry too. But we figured something is better than nothing.
Alright, yeah. First time I had driven the trailer, basically pulled the trailer, other than from the dealership to her grandma's to pick our stuff up to our original campground. So then now this is a 5.5 hour drive in a car. So then you had a camper, somebody who's never driven on the freeway, high winds, not a fan of gas stations. Like, I hate gas stations. I can just say I absolutely hate gas stations.
It's the only time I've seen him have panic attacks.
Not much better now from going from there to Myrtle and then Myrtle to where we are now in Orlando, but much more comfortable. But in the beginning, terrified. Not fun. People just don't care where you're going. Then I want to get the perfect pump, and if the perfect pump's not open, maybe we'll circle around once or twice. You know,
so many circles.
Who knows? But we're gonna get the perfect pump when I'm ready, and I want that perfect pump. So
and if you cut him off when he's waiting on that pump, whoo.
Oh yeah, not good.
Not pretty.
So it was adventurous. You know, like I said, it was probably a 7.5 hour drive.
It was also a wind advisory.
Yeah, wind advisory, never pull on sway, you know, all the good fun stuff with the travel trailer. So 33-foot travel trailer. Yeah. You know, so it was enjoyable. Then we got into the campground and had to get set up and everything. Yeah.
So we stayed at Diamond Cavern. I believe it's golf and camping resort, but we actually found it through our Passport America membership. Had a great rate. What was it, 22 a night?
Yeah, 22 a night.
22 a night, full hookup, pull through, which was exciting.
Still hadn't backed up yet.
Which was exciting to him. So great, but.
Yeah, we went to Mammoth Cave National Park. Tons and tons and tons of trails. We pulled off on an overlook on the way to it that the National Park has set up. Looked over this big valley. We were there during like peak fall foliage season, so like the leaves were beautiful,
gorgeous,
beautiful oranges, reds, yellows, just amazing. So like we couldn't have timed that any better. So then we go into the national park and we did the Mammoth Passage tour, which is just their basic, I won't say entry level, but it is the entry level because anybody can do it. It's 140 or 150 steps down into the cave, which not all, but most of the tours start there. And you go into the big cave, and then it branches down. But it's a hour and 15 minutes, correct?
Yeah, 3/4 of a mile, hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, 3/4 of a mile, so not too bad. It was $22 for all 4 of us, because Corbin was free because he's under 5, so that took care of that, which was great.
Yeah.
But it just, until you're in the caves, you don't understand the magnitude of how big these caves really are. And it was just, it was breathtaking, to be honest. Tour guide was fantastic.
Yes, we loved her.
Ashley, maybe?
Ashley.
Highly recommend if, she's around and they say, oh, Ashley's your tour guide, you'll be great. She's funny, she's witty, it was good.
Lots of information. Patience with the boys.
Patience with the boys, which is good because they're a handful. One time she shut the lights off because they're like basically motion sensor lights. You can't see anything, not even an inch in front of your face, and it's really amazing. So that was good. They had a little museum in there. We went through. That was super informative. It held the boys' attention, which is great.
Yeah,
and then
the visitor center was
the visitor center was newer, so it was, just immaculate, clean, super well organized, good. The park rangers were great. The boys did this junior ranger thing, and I wish we would have got some better pictures and video of it, because they swarm in just like regular park rangers, and they do these activities. It's like educational, obviously, so they went through and did these different things and matched up the bats and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So it was good. Dad, not paying attention. Newbie picture taker guys walking on taking pictures, and the tour guide had just said, watch your head, this is a low area, and then
walked right into it.
Right in, chunk of skin off of
that picture's in this
bald
video.
spot right here, just gone.
Yeah.
So, yes.
With
Mammoth
people
Cave.
behind them, so I can only imagine.
Yes, they had the thing that's funny. Mammoth Cave definitely beat me.
Yes.
So that was good, and then, I was into the day and hung out, made marshmallows that night, and then
cooked Grandma's lasagna on the fire.
Cooked Grandma's lasagna on the open fire, and then we went the next day, Kentucky Down Under.
So since we had done the Mammoth official and Mammoth Cave tour the first day, that was on the easier end, and they have probably, what, 10?
Yeah, probably 10 or 12.
I mean, a good amount of tours there. But we didn't know if we wanted to push it with the boys. You go down a lot of the tours the same way, so we didn't know if it would keep their interest or how physical it would get. So I looked for something that we could do that would still have a cave, because Chuck and I wanted to do more caves, but that we knew would hold their interest. And I found Kentucky Down Under, Adventure Zoo, and Onks
Cave, yes
Mammoth
ma'am.
Cave. I actually found it on Groupon. So for all 4 of us to go to the cave and the Adventure Zoo, it was $44. Wasn't far, maybe 10 minutes from our campground. And so impressions of that, when we first got there, I was a little worried. So being from Columbus, we have an amazing zoo, which we're members to. So we go to our zoo all the time, and this was called an Adventure Zoo, and we walked in, and when we saw some of the facilities the animals were in.
Adventure Zoo.
Yeah, and the variety, I was like, oh, he's never going to let me live this one down because I picked it. And probably wouldn't have except for the kangaroos. So we get to the kangaroo area. Yeah,
Kangaroo saved her.
It saved the day. It's this huge open field that's fenced in, and you walk in, and you can, for $1, you can feed them. So we got $1 cups worth of feed, and I mean, how many would you say there were?
There's probably 20, close to 20.
So many kangaroos
take,
and different birds. I don't know what they were.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the kangaroos just bounce right up to you. I mean, it is amazing. Like, not
like it's a dog.
Yeah, not a fear in the world. You pet them, you can feed them. Cooper covered every square inch of that field. He did not leave a kangaroo that he did not pet.
No.
We had to drag him out. He was in heaven.
Yeah.
Corby took a little while to warm up, but did end up petting them. So it was amazing. I've never experienced anything like that, to be around, you know, animals that you don't see every day.
Yeah.
And be so up close and personal. And then we took the tour in Onks Cave, and it's only a half-an-hour tour, but it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's more of what I expected. Mammoth Cave is amazing in the size, the openness, knowing what a big room you're in for being so far underground. But Onks Cave, there's like a little section of water. Corby kept calling it a spooky cave. But there's areas you climb, areas you kind of crawl. It's very neat. Lots of dimensions, lots of different stuff to look at. Totally would recommend that tour. So Kentucky Down Under, Adventure Zoo, and the cave, completely worth it because of the kangaroos and the cave.
Absolutely.
And there's other animals to look at, but like I said, we're a little spoiled with what we come from. And when you're leaving there, you want to make sure as you're walking out into the parking lot on the left, they had 3 buffalo, 2 adults and a baby, and we got to walk right up and take pictures in front of them.
Yeah.
So that was neat too. But that took a good portion of our second day, and we really wanted to make sure we got packed up and ready to hit the road early in the morning. So I talk about it a little bit on the blog, but our plan had been to go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee after Cave City, Kentucky. But all we heard while we were in Kentucky was that there was a crazy storm coming to Kentucky and Tennessee with high winds and hail. Being newbies in a camper and driving through the Smoky Mountains with hail and high winds didn't sound good. So we really wanted to get packed up Tuesday night, get out early Wednesday morning, and we diverted our plan, which we'll talk a little bit more in the next video about. But overall, would recommend the campground.
Yep, absolutely.
Gotta visit Mammoth Cave National Park. The Welcome Center itself is amazing, but definitely look into the tours. And Kentucky Down Under, completely worth it for the kangaroos and the cave.
Absolutely. All of them.
Yeah. So it was a great first stop. Exciting drive getting there.
Yes, absolutely.
Learned a lot. I feel like we could do a whole video on the drive getting there for everything that went wrong, but that we, just being newbies, had to experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
On to the next stop.